Hi, my name's Kristin, but my friends call me Dolo. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make Thanksgiving dinner for 4 people for under $50. Now I did all my shopping at Trader Joe's because I felt like it would be a great middle ground as far as price variation across the country. If your bill is over $50, I don't know what to tell you. Use a fucking calculator. Now, a few things to note so I don't get any angry comments. The $50 is also based on the assumption that you have all of these pantry ingredients. If you don't have these pantry ingredients, then I suggest you get your shit together. Today we'll be making cider brined roasted chicken. Yes, chicken. To me, it's tastier, a little more economical, and there's less of a chance that you'll overcook it. This recipe can be applied to turkey, just double the brining ingredients. First things first, here's what you'll need for this recipe. Now you want to prepare the brine the night before so your chicken has a chance to take a nice little bath. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm slicing an onion because we only need half of it for the brine. And honestly, you don't even need to worry about peeling too much of the skin off because it's just going to be nice flavor to the water and the cider of the brine. And we're going to do the same thing to the garlic. You don't have to worry about peeling and being perfect. I'm just going to chop it in half. Same thing to the apple. I'm just going to chop this in quarters. You're not actually going to eat the apple, it's just going to flavor the chicken. All right, so the first thing you want to do is pour the cider into a large stock pot. Now you want the stock pot to be big enough so you can fit your chicken in there. You could use just a brining bag if you don't have a stock pot big enough. So right now I have 4 cups of cider, and to the cider we're going to add both the sugar and the salt. And you want to go ahead and stir this until the sugar and the salt is dissolved. This is just going to take a couple of minutes. So once the sugar and the salt is all dissolved in the cider, you're going to go ahead and add everything else. So we have the sage leaves, the thyme leaves, the onion, the garlic, the apple, and then another surprising little flavor is actually pickling spice. I love using pickling spice because it has all the ingredients to make it tasty just in one little combination. So once that's all mixed around, you want to go ahead and turn off the heat. And we're going to add 6 cups of ice. So this is going to cool down the mixture because you don't want to cook the chicken. We just want to give it like a nice bath. So here I have my chicken. I'm just patting it down so it gets rid of all the extra juice that it came in. So we got that all patted down. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna dunk them in there and we're gonna go breast side down. The breast side is the thickest part of the chicken. The back, you don't really eat the back so much. So we wanna make sure that we get all of the flavor in the breast. So just put the lid on. We're gonna let it hang out in the fridge for about 24 hours. So once your chicken has taken a nice little bath overnight, you want to go ahead and take it out. Since the chicken took a nice salty bath, you want to go ahead and rinse it so that's not carried over when you are roasting it. Cold water, you don't want to cook it. So here we have our lovely chicken. Make sure that there's no clove pieces. That would be very unappetizing if someone bit into one of those guys. So what you want to do for especially a crispy skin is you want to pat it dry. You don't want to steam the chicken so much. You want a nice crispy skin. So we're going to stuff the chicken with just 1/4 of an onion just to give it some aromatics. Same thing with an apple. We'll do half an apple inside and then we'll do the other underneath it once we're roasting it. So I know we salted it in the brine, but we're just going to do a light little crust here. Not too much. It's already salted inside and out. Same thing with the pepper, a couple cracks. Get it nice and seasoned. And then we're gonna give it a massage with some butter. Doesn't look appetizing now, but it's gonna be so good, I promise. So we're just gonna rub it all over. Make sure you get every nook and cranny. So now that the chicken's all nice and buttered, we're gonna go ahead and roast it. But before we do that, we're gonna put the remaining of that apple in the bottom of the pan, as well as 3 cloves of garlic. This will give amazing flavor to your gravy. It's all about the gravy. So once I'm done putting that in there, we're gonna add our fresh herbs. So we have sage, a few sage leaves, as well as some thyme. Some of that. And then the best part, we're actually gonna put some cider in the bottom of the pan. Like I said, this will give amazing flavor to your gravy. Go ahead and pour that in there, about a cup. If you get a little more in there, no big deal. Probably tastes better. Same thing for some chicken broth. Whew. I'm fighting the good fight with those onions. Okay. There we go. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the chicken on top of everything. You can tie the legs together. To me, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. I would suggest tucking the wings back behind the breast and the leg. That way those don't burn. We're gonna cook the chicken for about 15 minutes and then we're gonna reduce the temperature to 350 degrees and cook the chicken for about 20 minutes per pound. So that equals out to about an hour and a half for a 4 to 5 pound bird. So periodically while you're cooking your chicken, you wanna go ahead and baste it. Oh, it's getting nice and golden. That's what we wanna see. Looks so yummy. Go ahead and baste it a few times, get that cider. So when it's roasted about 20 minutes per pound, you wanna take it out. Go ahead and take its temperature. You want to insert it at the thickest part of the thigh. You wanna get it away from the bone, because the bone tends to be a little bit hotter than the meat itself. I think we're so good. All right, perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring over a cutting board and we're just gonna let the chicken hang out. You never wanna cut into a bird right after it's come out of the oven, because then the juices will just go all over the place and you'll have a dry chicken. And nobody wants that, especially on Thanksgiving. Gonna tent this with foil so it stays warm. You're gonna let it rest for at least 10 to 15 minutes. If you head on over to my blog, I have a printable grocery list for you to shop for all of your ingredients.